Hello, vinyl community. Well, I've collected enough vinyl over the last few weeks that I have another vinyl finds for you. You may or may not remember, a while back I reviewed this album as well as his previous one. This is his 2014 self-titled release. Very good. Please, please, please check him out. benseretan.com. I'll put the web address down here. Definitely, you know, we have to support independent musicians, and this guy is good. He's good. So please, please, please check him out. Alright, let's get down to it now. Alright, so there were 3 different stops on, over the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. Probably closer to 3 weeks. The first one was the Mary S. Roberts Pet Adoption Center thrift shop. I usually go there looking for tapes because that's my cheapest source of tapes. In the previous video, it's a long one because I scored a huge group of tapes at the Mary S. Roberts Pet Adoption Center thrift shop. So, yeah, please check that out if you're into tapes at all. It's a long one though, so I'll warn you. But it's the previous one. But yeah, usually I go there looking for tapes because they are cheap, 25 cents each. On this particular visit, I didn't find any. So I was a little disappointed, but then I looked over at the vinyl and I saw like a whole row of these box sets like this. I was like, what are those? And I noticed most of them were still sealed. And then when I got up to them, I saw they were the greatest recordings of the big band era archive collection. And I don't know if you can make it out here, but it's the Franklin Mint Records Society. Exciting. Yes. And you can see these boxes are shiny, so my lights are... Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, as I mentioned, some of the box sets were open. I chose ones that were still sealed. For obvious reasons. I was tempted to buy the whole lot of them, but I couldn't spend that much. I mean, I was going there looking to spend just a few bucks on some tapes. So I just ended up buying 2 of them. Hopefully, the next time I go back, they'll still have them, and maybe I'll pick up a couple more. But since one of these was open, or some of these were open, I looked inside to kind of see what it was all about. And as I'm telling you this, I shall open this. Yes. So I looked through. I believe each one has 2 records, which kind of makes a box over packaging for 2 records. And I think it does come with a booklet too, but I don't believe it was much of a booklet though. So it's kind of over packaging. But perhaps that's to be expected with the Franklin Mint. Because I'm sure they charged a pretty penny for these when they first came out. Yes, but I have it unwrapped now. But the deciding factor on getting at least a couple of these... this is kind of cool. The open ones did not have this, but it's a letter to the subscriber. Nice. I won't bother reading it right now. But yeah, the booklet is like... it's basically 8 pages. 8 pages, black and white. I mean, I would expect more from the Franklin Mint, but it's still good to have a booklet in there. Give you some background on the music and some pictures to look at while you're listening to the music. So that's nice to have. So, now first of all, these inner sleeves are quite nice. They're heavy-duty plastic, and again, it said the Franklin Mint Records Society on it. So, I'm gonna have to see if I can find more of these on eBay, like if they had other genres of music perhaps, or eras of music. I love Big Band, don't get me wrong, but it would be interesting to pick up some other ones. Now, I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick this up, but yes, you can see it a little bit. As you can tell, it's not black vinyl. It's a very, very dark red. Very dark red. Yeah, so that was one of the deciding factors, and then the fact that they were sealed, I was like, okay. Now, I'm hoping, because these are from the Franklin Mint, these better be very, very good pressings. There are two of them in there. I won't bother showing you the other one. You know, it's just more of the same. Yeah, so this particular one, one side, or one record, I should say, is Claude Thornhill. Haven't heard of him. But one of the deciding factors on this particular one was it has Louis Prima? Or Louis Prima? No, Louis Prima. Yeah, so that's... And then this other one, I'm not gonna bother opening it. The deciding factor on this one was, well, it has Ray Noble. So this one, there's 4 artists, and each one, I guess, has a side of a record. So Ray Noble, Bob Zirk, Hudson DeLange, and the deciding factor on this one was Fats Waller. I have heard of him, so yeah, so very exciting to pick those up. My next stop, this one was actually a few days ago, or a couple days ago. Interesting. I took my wife to work again, and I had recently sold a record on Amazon, and it's one I picked up for like $1 at one of these thrift shops, and I sold it for $10. So that's a pretty decent profit there. I don't know if you're interested, but it was Oleta Adams. I listened to it, but I'm not gonna miss it from my collection. You know, it was a good listen, but yeah. Anyway, so I took that money, and I decided, you know, I can go to the record store. So I did. Now this was at Mad Platter, and I had previously mentioned in another video that the last time I went there looking for records, all the 99-cent bins were gone. Yes, on that visit, I had made some purchases out of the $2.99 bins, so it wasn't a total loss. But on this visit, almost all the 99-cent bins were still gone, and I was like, this is horrible. I mean, it used to be my spot for getting dollar vinyl. That and Savers. Goodwill always charges more for some reason. Yeah, so I was very disappointed. But they did have one milk crate of 99-cent records. So I picked out, originally I picked out, I think, 4, and based on my research, I put a couple back. One of them was jazz, but it wasn't supposed to be an exceptional album, basically, and I had never heard of the guy, so I was like, I'll pass. But I did manage to find a few good 2 good records in the 99-cent bin, and then I went through the regular stuff, and I found one that was on sale, and we'll save that one for last of this batch. Anyway, all right, so I'm collecting the Firesign Theater. There were a couple, and one of the ones that I put back this time, I think I already have. I could be wrong, so I may regret putting it back. But this one I did not have, and this is a double LP. and for 99 cents, very, very happy with that. So, again, the Firesign Theater, Dear Friends. So, I mean, I have a lot of their records. I've actually only listened to one, and so I'm basing my purchases based on that one. That one. I like it, but the back of this confuses me a little bit. It really does. On the back here, it says some of the best from their avant-garde radio religious series. Now, when I was listening to the first one, it did not strike me in the least that it was religious. So I almost didn't get this because it says that. But I mean, I don't have anything against religion, but I mean, I consider myself a religious person, but yeah, I've always thought of them as being like, I don't know, perhaps a cleaner version of Monty Python, but that really confused me. Yeah, it really confused me. Nevertheless, I was still happy to pick this up, and it's in good condition. It's as I mentioned, a double LP there. So the Firesign Theater, Dear Friends. All right, this next one I did a little research on. This is Joshua Breakstone, Evening Star. Yes, I did a little research on this one, and because I use allmusic.com usually on my cell phone to, as I'm at these stores, trying to narrow down my purchases and make sure I don't buy a crap record, basically. Yeah, so I had the two jazz records from the 99-cent bin. The other one, I don't even remember who it was now, but the other one, I think it was rated like 2.5 or 3 stars out of 5. I was like, I can pass on that one. This one, which gives me very high hopes for it, was rated 4.5 stars. So this is supposed to be very, very good. I had never heard of him, so I guess we'll find out. But it's supposed to be very, very good. Yes, glad to pick that up for 99 cents. And the last one at the record store from a couple days ago is actually a compilation. I guess this is Mute Records. Yes, Mute Records. This is Vorwarts, vinyl and CD. So, and you'll see it was originally, I don't know if you can make that out, but originally it was $14.99, and it was marked down to $4.99. So, and then we have, it says 10 unreleased and exclusive tracks from Mute artists, including Can, Liars, Moby, and Junip. Vinyl plus CD, limited edition of 1,000. So all those were kind of factors in my deciding to pick this up. Blind buy, still sealed. But yeah, I have high hopes for it. I mean, I like Moby. I've heard of him. I know I've heard of the others, and I've probably heard things by them, but obviously much less familiar with them. So, but very happy to pick this up on vinyl. It's from 2011, and on the CD, I guess there's an extra track. Oh yeah, limited edition of 1,000. So this this was towards the end, 957 of 1,000. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a moment. You never know if these things are on colored vinyl. It doesn't specify, so I'm guessing probably not. But Let's find out together, shall we? Nice inner sleeve there. Just credits, basically. Ha! I think I have one or two other records that are this color, kind of almost like a goldenrod, a clear goldenrod. So I'm realizing that colored vinyl is mostly what they make nowadays. Yeah. So, well, I shouldn't say mostly. It's a lot more popular now than it ever was before, I think. A lot of new releases are on colored vinyl. I think it's just another selling point to, pump up the price point. And I don't know. I mean, it might cost them a little more to make colored vinyl, but probably not much more. Now, splattered vinyl and the more artistic colored vinyl, maybe. But I don't think it costs them that much more. So, and yet it gives us a higher perceived value. So, so I'll be very interested to hear this, and I'll probably put it on after this video. Yes. So this last batch is from this afternoon. I decided to hit up Savers. It had been a little while since I had been there, so I thought I would just check it out and see if there was anything new. As soon as I arrived where the vinyl is, I noticed some unfamiliar records. Because I'm pretty familiar with the records that have been there a while. Because they don't have a big turnover there. So I see a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. So it was very pleasing to see a record I hadn't seen there before. First of all, a while back I did a video where I had purchased a bunch of opera box sets for $1 each. And a couple of them, I'm pretty sure were missing books. Well, look what I found in the vinyl section. I believe this is one of the missing books. I'm pretty sure. So, I was going to do the stowaway technique, where I shove it inside a record, but I was like, first of all, that's going to make it really thick. I mean, this is a thick booklet, so so I was like, no, I'll just be honest. And it paid off. I said, a while back I bought a box set and it was missing the book, and this is it. And I kind of, left it at that. And she said, that's okay. And so she let me have it. So that was great. I really appreciate it. Yes. I'm pretty sure this is the one. I haven't checked yet. I should have checked before making the video. Anyway. Alright. Now on to the actual vinyl. Yes. So, I got a decent little mix here. First of all, I have a couple records by Lena Horne. I'm pretty sure I don't have this one. This is a new album. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. So I thought, you know what, for $1, I'll pick up another one of her records. I enjoy good female vocalists. The next several are some more country music for my collection. I've really been able to beef up my country music, in particular classic country. So yeah, very happy about that. Now this particular one, I've never heard of him, but it's obviously classic country. So I was like, heck yeah, I'll pick that up. This is the Bob Wills Anthology. Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. Yeah. This is a double LP. And let me tell you, these country records, actually I think all the records I purchased today are in fantastic shape. They don't even look like they were played. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, so I'll be curious to hear this one. Very happy about this one. Waylon Jennings. Now that is classic country. Classic country. Folk country. Yes. So very pleased to add this. Again, the record was just amazing. This is my first Dwight Yoakam record. Yeah. This is Just Looking for a Hit. That doesn't speak well of, you know, the content of the album. He's just looking for a hit. He's just be an artist, Dwight. Don't worry about hits. The hits will come. Oh, anyway. This is the last country one actually, but it's a biggie. Yeah. Definitely trying to beef up my Willie Nelson collection. Willie Nelson, Face of a Fighter. Yeah. Now this one's interesting. It looks like it belonged to a radio station. So we have Hammer, as in Jan Hammer. So this is Black Sheep, and you can see here it has what I believe is the station name, KSJS, and this I guess was their high-tech filing system, file under ham. Now the disappointing thing about this one is this down here. But if I remember correctly, this one also, yeah, once this is cleaned up, it's very, very clean. So once it's cleaned up, it's very, very clean. That makes sense. Yeah. So I believe, well, I have another Jan Hammer album, but it's a collaboration. So it's not one of his solo works. This next one, I found very little information on it, but it looks interesting. This is SSQ Playback. It looks interesting, and especially the pictures in there, they kind of suggest a certain very general type of music and time period. But it's my understanding this is, well, first of all, it's from 1983, so that's a plus. And then in my allmusic.com, sometimes it fails me. And it has very little information on the artist. But usually if I click on artist information, it'll at least have like genres that the music is related to, and that was a case here. I believe this is new wave, so I could be entirely wrong, but I am glad to pick up some early 80s new wave. Is the Hayamas. This is Buzzlebee. Now, in my research on this one, and I have no clue what it means, but it's described as symphonic pop. And yet the Beach Boys were mentioned, and another band, but comparisons were made to the Beach Boys, and it is described as symphonic pop. So I decided to pick it up. Yeah. And again, for $1, you know, you can't go wrong for $1. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much. And again, please, please, please check out Ben Seretan, benseretan.com. Please support independent musicians. A lot of them are actually putting out their own music on vinyl, or sometimes cassette too. So yes, so he's still a featured artist at popcrackle.com. I hope you will check out his music, and also please subscribe up there. But definitely check out Ben Seretan, benseretan.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.